Well, hello, everyone. How is everyone this evening?
Hello, hello.
We're so glad to have you back, Linda. I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad to have you back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
It's awesome for you to be back. I was like flying solo, and I got to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't quite like that flying solo by
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I felt bad.
Well, but you
I
know what?
did.
When you're
I felt
sick,
bad.
what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
I mean, for
Yeah.
Pete's sake.
It's not like I packed up my computer to take it to the hospital. So,
No, and you know what? And for Pete's sake, like, you had a choice in
oh
the
Lordy,
matter.
I would have had to put a sheet over my head just so you could hear me because you would have saw a white sheet. You didn't want to see me. That's for sure.
Mm, well, I don't know. I've seen some pretty
No.
scary looking people.
Oh, it was scary. That was scary, scary. Scary, scary. No makeup, no
It's all
eyebrows.
good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, true, true. But it's good
And
to be back. I'm
it
happy I'm
is. I'm glad you're
back.
back.
Oh, well, thank you, thank you. So, we're
Um,
doing
we're doing
50.
50s. We're gonna go to the hop.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
we
go to the
sure
hop.
are.
You know
Yeah,
what do they say? Let's go to the hop.
yeah.
Um,
That was a
you know,
song from them.
it was. And they had dances. I mean hops, of course, hot hops, but they had like um they did their own had their own name of their own songs,
Mm-hmm.
or they had their name of their own dances like the twist.
The Lindy.
The Windy. I have never
No,
heard of the Windy.
Lindy
Oh,
Hop. The Lindy Hop.
I never heard of that one either. The Lindy Hop. What the devil is that Lindy Hop?
Yeah, yep, the Lindy Hop. And then they had that one where there was a special name for the one where like the guy her feet go up on the left and then they swing them to the right and the feet go up and then they swing them over the back. There was a special name for that one too.
You know what? I remember that one on Grease.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that one girl. What was her
And
name?
the hand
Cha-
jive.
yep, hand jive, and that Cha Cha Di Ligorio.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she was
yeah.
something. Wasn't she? She was something else. That one was. But I liked her
Yes, she
dress.
was.
It was cute.
Yes,
It
she
was
was.
cute. Her dress was cute.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'm
I was
glitching, I
trying to
think.
think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just said I think I'm glitching. It might be better now.
Um, we were talking about the big things that happened in the 50s. Like we had the Cold War in the 50s.
Hmm.
That happened. And then in
The Korean War.
1959, Korean War. And then in 1959, they is when Alaska and Hawaii became a part of the United States. 19, well, if they would have slipped on a banana peel, they'd have been in the 60s.
Yeah. And did you know that it also was the Montgomery bus boycott?
What is that? I never heard of that.
No,
No, what is
it
that?
was a racial thing.
Oh, you know what? Everything we were 50s was kind of a tough time.
Yeah. And the Russians launched Sputnik.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Let me tell you something. The 50s was the beginning of rock and roll.
Yep. Yep.
But sh-
And
but
it also had the first US transcontinental television broadcast. Well, they called it
really,
transmission. They called it transmission. That was in 1951.
wow! I know that my mom always had to listen to everything on. They listened to it on the TV.
And Queen Elizabeth was also coronated.
Oh,
She
was
had her
she
coronation.
in the 50s?
Yes,
50s?
ma'am.
Yep, yep. There's a lot of things that happened in the 50s.
Yeah, that's when they also had the polio vaccination was introduced. Was in 54.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
amazing.
isn't it?
That's incredible. So,
Mhm.
see, there's a lot of good things that happened in the 50s.
Yeah. Yeah, there was. 50s was a good era. It really, really was.
I
It really
think
was.
if I had my choice to be in any era, I think it would be the 50s. I think I'd like the 50s.
Oh, I know, with the sock hops and then the, drive-in movies and the drive-in restaurants or yeah, drive-in right not drive-through, drive-in, you know?
Right? Right? Where they brought the food to the car. Well, their Sonic still does that.
Yeah, yeah.
And they do it on roller skates too.
I know
Still.
there's a lot of, oh, a lot of A&Ws do that more up north here,
Oh, do that. Well, I
but
remember
yeah.
A&W. Hold on just a second. I got my TV going and I'm sure you can hear it. Hang on just a minute.
Okay, guys, let's go back on a few little things of, maybe some slang words, um, and see if you can remember or if you don't remember, if you heard your parents saying them or, um, if you heard your aunties or your grandparents saying them. 1950s slang, Connie.
Oh, I didn't know what that was either.
Yeah, 1954 was far out.
Oh, that was the same far out.
Yeah,
And my mama said that they used to always say, "Oh, he's a cool cat. He's a cool
yeah,
cat."
yeah.
Uh,
And in 1959, the big thing is he's with it. With it. You're with it.
he's with it. Isn't that
Yeah.
something? Isn't that something? They did. They
And in
talked all kind of.
55, yeah, and in
Mhm.
1955, the biggest one was, "Oh, that's a gas."
Well, okay. So now that you brought that up, the number one drug in the 50s was sniffing gasoline. Of course, alcohol's always been around, but
Yeah.
I kind of giggled at that because I thought, I've always liked the smell of gasoline for whatever reason that is. But yep, they
Right.
did. They did. They like to sniff it. They can't sniff it now because it's too expensive.
Yeah, yeah. And they also used to say, "You're cruising for a bruising."
Yep, you're cruising, boy. And you know what? When my mom and daddy used to, when they used to discipline me, and they'd spank you or hit you or
Yeah,
pinch you or
right, right.
something. And then you know what? When you cried, what did they tell you? You
Stop
better
crying,
shut
Mike.
it. I'll give you something to really cry about.
Right,
And you're like,
right,
wait a minute. It was
right.
like, wait a
Yeah,
minute, you already hit me. How can you? You're going to tell me now? You're going to give me something to cry about? You already
right,
did. You already
right.
gave me something to
Exactly,
cry about.
exactly. And then a lot of the girls use the term to talk about a guy as a dreamboat. He's a dreamboat. Yeah,
Wow.
they used to call them
Wow.
dreamboats.
They're a
Yeah,
dreamboat. I'd never
Right.
seen a dreamboat, so I
He's
guess
so
he probably thought
dreamy.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
he's dreamy. He's
He's so
dreamy.
dreamy.
He's so
Yeah.
handsome. He's so handsome. No, that's funny. You know
I mean,
what?
that
They have
sounds
the
much better than what,
poodle skirt.
they say nowadays, he's hot.
Oh, well, I remember growing up. When I was growing up, they used to say, "Ooh, that's bad. That's bad," and what they really meant was it was good. They just said it was bad.
Right.
Oh, that's bad.
Right.
Uh
Right.
huh. Yep.
And I think that came in the 80s with Michael Jackson, his Bad album.
You know
That's what
what? You're
I
probably
think
right.
so.
You're probably right. Oh, poor
I think
Michael
so.
Jackson.
Mm,
His family wasn't good to him. I'm telling you right
no,
now, they
no,
weren't good to him.
no.
So
God
I
rest
don't.
his soul.
Yep, that's what I say. Because I liked Michael Jackson. I did. I
I
liked
did
him
too. I really
when
did.
he
And
was.
I liked him the best in the 80s. I liked his 80s music the best.
I liked him when he sang Ben when he was talking to his rat.
That was in the
Remember?
70s.
That was it. I like
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah,
Well,
that was a cool song.
I'm gonna play a song real quick and see if y'all know it. If you ever heard it before, I'm sure you have. We'll just off and on play a few here. So let's see here. Let's play a couple here. Well, not a couple, but
And the hits just keep on coming. Hello, baby.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, the Big Bopper speaking. Oh, you sweet thing. Do I want? Will I want?
What?
Oh, baby, you know what I like. Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down, wiggling, walking,
Yeah.
giggling. Make the
you know what's sad about that right there? I gotta say, what's really sad about that is the Big Bopper, died in that plane crash
Yeah.
with Richie Valens and
Yeah. Yeah.
what his
Yeah,
name,
there were a
J.P.
lot of
Morgan, J.P.
yeah,
Richardson.
there was a lot of plane crashes in the 50s that had a lot of stars on there.
Did you see La Bamba, the movie La Bamba?
I'm not sure if I did, it was so long ago, I don't remember.
Well, during the movie of La Bamba, he said that night that he was getting on that plane that he had bad feeling and he didn't want to get on that plane
A lot of them had bad feelings that didn't wanna get on the plane.
because it was snowing so bad.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm telling you, sometimes you got to listen to your instincts because it would have
Yeah,
saved your life. Would have
yeah,
saved their life.
that's
Who
for
else
sure.
was on there? Who else was on that plane? It was Richie Valens. It was the Big Bopper, and I think his name was J.P. Richardson or something like that. And there was another one. Who was it?
I'm not sure.
Well, you go ahead and talk to them, and I'll figure it out. I'll find it while you talk to them about other
I'm not
stuff.
sure. I'm not sure. But,
What?
um, they had the movies. The movies they made in the 50s, they were so good, so good. I used to love like, here in Michigan, and I'm in the Detroit area, um, they used to have Channel 7 would have movie week, and every week it would be a theme, and I used to love, like, Doris Day week. Oh, her
Oh,
movies were
Doris.
so funny.
Her and her
Her
Que
movies.
Sera Sera song. Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
and
can't
then they would
believe
have
we forgot it was Buddy Holly.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
He was an icon too, and we lost him that on that same plane.
Yep. Yep.
That's terrible.
Yeah, we would have Elvis Week. We would have the beach movies, Gidget,
Oh,
and
remember Gidget? I remember Gidget.
yeah. Do you remember the Flying Nun? I think that was late 50s, early
I
60s.
do. I do remember the flying nut. She was always in trouble. Poor thing she
Yeah,
was.
she was. She was always in
She's
trouble, and she was so
sure.
young when she played that role. She really was.
Well, she
'Cause
still looks
she's only
good
in her
for her age.
70s. She's only in her
Yep.
70s now.
Yeah, and she
So,
still looks good for her
oh,
age.
she looked really good for her age. Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know this isn't from the 50s, but you know which movie I came across and I watched the other night?
What's that?
The Stepford Wives. Do
Do
you
you know
remember that movie?
I've never seen the Stepford Wives.
I believe I watched it on Tubi.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
good.
I never
And
seen it. I never
what's so
seen it.
what's so funny about it is they classify it as a horror movie. And it's like, so where's the scary part? Oh, the scariest part is when the woman walks in the room and there's her, AI or whatever they called it back then. That was like, da 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 da. That was the traumatic, scary part.
Yeah.
I was like, for real?
They well, poor those guys
Yeah.
in the 50s, they missed out on a whole lot. Well, I don't know. I told my mama one time, watch a little tiny bit of this. I just want you to. She said, if there's any scary things or any naked people in here, I'm not watching it. And it was Jack Nicholson's, that one that he was in a hotel. What was it? All work and no
Was it
play makes Jack a dull boy.
oh,
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Clockwork Orange?
No, Jack Nicholson, and he was at
Oh.
a hotel. He was at a hotel, and he ended up killing everybody in the hotel. But he said it goes all work and no play. He sat there typing it up. All work and no
Mm.
play makes Jack a dull boy. And I said, Mama, don't worry, there ain't no naked parts. Well, just about the time she came to come look at it, this naked lady came out of the bathtub. I said, Mama, that was the only part. That was the only part in that movie. But
Yeah, and but see, that's what I like watching old movies. I mean, I'm not a prude, but I really don't want to see naked women. I mean, I don't want to see naked men. I don't want to see anybody naked. I think, especially at our age.
well, they said there was a comment one time. They did a poll, and they said,
Uh,
"Do you find a man with no shirt and a pair of shorts sexier than you think a naked man is?"
yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, because yeah, well, that goes without saying. that that just kind of goes without saying. I'm just
It's
like,
like, okay, who asked that question? Are you in your 20s, your 30s, or your 60s?
yeah. Well,
You know?
if you're in your 60s, you know what you're saying. I think I would like him better in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you that another thing that used to happen is during when I was growing up, it's not the 50s, but when they used to wear socks, their church socks with their sandals. Remember that? Remember when they had those shorts on and they'd have their church socks, their dress socks on with their sandals? I used to
I
think,
know somebody
do
that
you
still
know?
does that.
I just can't even believe it. That's a style that needed to go away a long time ago. That needed to go away.
You know who I'm
That,
talking about too.
well, there you go. It was a good reason to leave him. That'd have been a good reason to leave him. I'm not going to be with you as long as you're going to wear your church socks and your sandals together.
Right?
It is over.
That's right. That's right.
That's funny.
Do you think
Um,
Jesus wore socks with his sandals?
oh no, because Jesus was he was a styling dude. No, heck no, he did not. He did not.
No,
Mm-mm,
no, 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 no.
mm-mm. No,
So, I
I
mean,
think Jeffrey Dahmer did, or the Unabomber, or one of those guys did. Wore
right,
their
right.
socks. There you go. That's
Yeah,
the reason that's probably the reason why I don't like them is because it makes
probably.
creepy people. Creepy people
Yeah,
wear their clothes like that.
yeah. Okay, so do you want to go into some of the 50s movies?
Yeah, we could do that. Let's see. You know what? I know one. Gone with the Wind was in the 50s, wasn't it? Isn't that the first
Mm,
time they ever cussed on TV? Well, by golly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn, or however he said
yeah,
it. Yeah,
I think so. I think
yeah.
so. I do believe so. And another one that came out, The 10 Commandments. That was good. That was really
Y'all need to
good.
say Y'all need to say hello so we know. I see that we got 3 people in here, but no one said hello, so I don't know who y'all are. So that would be very nice. I'd love to say
Right.
hello. I'd love to be able to say hello to you. Um, what other movies were there in the 50s?
And
I mean,
that was another one.
I was only a glisten in my daddy's eyes in the 50s. Um, let me think.
Oh, the Doris Day movie, The Glass Bottom Boat. The
All right.
the very first A Star is Born was in
Really? A Star Was
1954.
Born was in the 50s. I'll be dang.
In 1954. Yep,
Wow.
yep,
I didn't
yep.
know that. I didn't know that. That wasn't Chris
Mhm.
Christopherson.
Uh, I know.
Chris
No, no,
Christopherson
no.
was
That
good.
was the one with Barbara Streisand in the 70s.
Yeah,
East
that
of
was a good one.
Eden was in 1955.
Hmm.
The horror of Dracula. Yeah, I think that was big back then with those kind of movies, you know.
Dracula and
And then
The
original
Mummy
movie,
and Frankenstein.
yeah, yeah, and another one that it started in they made it in 1950 and they did a remake with Steve Martin. I believe it was Steve Martin, Father of the Bride,
Was Father
that
of the
comedy,
Bride in the 50s too? Well, you know what? I don't know why I want to
1950.
say. Well, wasn't Godzilla in the 50s?
1951.
Latter
That
50s.
was I was just gonna say Godzilla. Yep,
I loved Godzilla. In fact,
yep.
I just watched a Godzilla movie last night. I like Godzilla and I like King Kong, and I want to see the new one where they become friends and they fight together instead of against each other.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a new one.
I wanna see that too.
Yeah, because it's really
Mhm,
nice to see that they become friends. They were they always end up
mhm.
beat each other up.
Right.
I never knew who to I don't know who I was rooting for because I kind of liked them both. So it's like, well, I guess the best man
You know what
win.
else what else Right, right. You know what else came out in 53? The War of the
Hmm.
Worlds.
Wasn't there a remake on that one too?
It was a sci-fi movie. Yeah, yep. Yeah, Tom
Well,
Cruise did it. Just, yeah.
hmm,
Oh, The Red Badge of Courage.
You must
That
be
was in
Googling this. You must be
1961.
Googling this. I thought you're getting you got too many of them going there.
No, I'm
Uh,
not Googling nothing.
yeah, you are.
Cinderella came out in 1950. Cinderella came out in 1950.
You know what? I like Cinderella.
Yeah,
What was the one my mama used to
yeah.
want to watch all the time? Um, there was one that she used to
Snow White.
like, and she liked, oh my God, that guy was alive during that time. What is this guy's name? It's called Tingler, but that guy was Vincent Price. Remember Vincent Price?
Yep,
He was in
yep, yep.
The Black Widow with Alice Cooper. Um,
Cat on a Hot Tin Roof
yeah, Cat on a Hot Tin
with
Roof.
Elizabeth Taylor and Paul Newman.
Blackboard Jungle.
Yeah,
Remember that one? I remember hearing about that one. That was something else again. Yep, I remember.
yep.
Let me see.
hmm I'm almost sure, like a lot of the Rock Hudson and Doris Day, a lot of those were made in the later 50s, I think.
Do you know, speaking of,
Yeah,
they said I heard some news. I was watching about Judy Garland, and that she committed suicide.
yeah,
But you know what? They said if
yeah.
anyone ever knew the real story of what happened to her up there in Hollywood, yeah, I guess they
They made a
were awful to
movie.
her. They
Didn't you
did.
see
I
the
never saw.
movie? That
No.
oh yeah, Renee Zellweger played her. It came out just a few years ago, and I know
I'll
it's
have to
either
look
on
it up.
Hulu or Netflix.
I'll have
Yeah,
to
it's
look it
good.
up.
It's sad. It is. It's sad because I think that's one that about hits the nail on the head. What they did, it was horrible, horrible.
Yeah, they said it was. It was horrible what they did to her. And so it's been going
And
since all that.
it was.
Nobody's done anything about it. Jeez. Mm-mm-mm.
And the other one that was, I I think it was from the 50s. They made the movie recently, but it was the movie star from the 50s, Joan Crawford.
Oh, Mommy Dearest. But
They said
she was
that's
something
it.
else, wasn't
Yeah.
she?
She was from
Mommy
the 50s
Dearest.
though,
And
right?
yeah, she was. And
Joan
remember,
Crawford.
she said, no more wire hangers, no more wire hangers. And she beat her daughter with that hanger. You know what? She was terrible. She was terrible. Mommy Dearest was terrible.
She was. She was.
She was.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at all these movie idols that people, they looked up to, like people our parents' age, and they looked up to these movie stars, and oh, what dark webs they had, you know?
Oh,
I
you
mean,
know
look
what?
at Rox Hudson. I don't even remember how many times that man was married, but he was as gay as a $3 bill.
We were
I'm
just
not saying
talking
anything
about
bad
him.
about gay people.
No, we're
Yeah,
not
I'm not
saying
saying
anything bad
anything
about it,
bad,
but it's just
but it
amazing
was
that
an
they covered
image.
it up all that time. Well, you know what? I guess
It was an
during
image.
that time,
He was a sex symbol. He was
oh
a
yeah,
sex
they
symbol,
loved him. They loved
you
him.
know?
Yeah, I wonder
I
how he
mean,
did those
there was a
scenes with those women, like he did.
I don't know.
I guess
I don't know.
he
He
didn't
was a good
care.
actor.
He was a very good
That man,
actor.
yeah, yeah.
Yep, he was.
I don't know.
Um,
Yeah.
Blackboard Jungle. I can't believe Blackboard Jungle. I remember Blackboard. I remember my mama making me watch that Blackboard Jungle. That was something else.
Yeah.
It was with Sidney Portier. Blackboard Jungle. Yeah, that was some kind of show.
He was a good
Um,
actor too. He was real good.
Sydney, yeah, he
Yeah.
was good. He was good.
He had some good roles too.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
Yep.
did. All right. Well, I guess we'll take just a second here. Wait a minute. I gotta change this because you already knew that song. Um, all right. Hang on here.
Baby, 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 I love you, yes I do. Well, it says so in this book of love, ours is the one that's true. Wonder who wrote the book of love? Chapter 1 says to lover, you love her with all your heart. Chapter 2, you tell her, you never ever gonna part. In chapter 3, remember.
You know what? No matter what they say, no matter what they say, they had good music in the 50s.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah. They
you
did.
just, it just had you just jiving. You just like to, it just made you want to move. I love the
Yeah.
50s music.
Yeah.
While they were out there sniffing gasoline. I just
Yeah.
couldn't get over that. I couldn't get over that. I thought, I remember sitting in the back seat. We had a 1966 Delta Oldsmobile, Delta something, I don't know. And I'd lay down in the seat and get my nose in the crack of the seat because I could smell gasoline. I loved the smell of gasoline. I did. I thought it was right. Well, see, so I could have that could have been my drug of choice real easy during that time.
Yeah. You were 10, 15 years too late.
I know it. See, it always happens. I'm telling you, I'm
No.
always late. I'm always late. That was hey,
You
I think that was a
always
song in
late
the
and always a
50s.
dollar short.
Right, and I think that was a song in the 50s too. What was it? Always late. I think I think it- I think that was a song in the 50s. Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what? Eisenhower, wasn't he president in the
Yep.
50s?
Yep. He got elected in the 50s.
Yep.
Yeah. The
I,
early 50s. Yeah.
yeah, he was everybody liked him.
Yep. That's true.
And then
He sure
they
did.
did. They liked him.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of what else happened. And then yeah, like I said, you had the Cold War and you had I don't know.
What about the fashion, the styles,
Oh
the
yeah.
the
Yeah,
hula
what?
skirt?
Or the pencil skirts. You know what? I every time I think about that, I think of Rizzo from
Yeah,
Grease. Her and
yeah,
her little pencil skirt. If it would have been any tighter, it should have sat down and it ripped right in half, right up the back.
right, right. Yep, yep. And the guys all had their hair slicked back, all greased up with their little
Yep.
ducktail. Ooh. My dad had a ducktail.
My dad had that too. It had the little curl that came down like Elvis had, kind of, or
Yeah, my dad.
James Dean. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
everybody's heartthrob. James Dean. He was so good
He was
looking.
he was a dreamboat.
He was a dreamboat. He was, you, yep, he was definitely a dreamboat. Not change subject, but Dennis Quaid did an interview and they asked him if he was going to vote for Trump, and he said, "Well, I'm going to tell you, he's everybody said he's an a hole, but he's my a hole." I thought, good for you, Dennis. You just tell him.
Right,
You
right.
just tell him.
Yep.
Let me see here. I'm going to see if I can get another song going here. Let's see. Keep talking.
What about that song? I remember it so distinctly. Lollipop, lollipop, lollipop. Oh, what a lolly.
Here you go.
Feeling wild to be ever loving, true and fair, to run her fingers through my hair. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. I'll make love to you, to you. I'll make love to you. Well, I saw a gal walking down the street.
Wow. You know what? Did you hear that? I don't know. They I guess they talked kind of nasty then too, didn't they?
Mm,
They were talking
not
about
that
doing
much
things
though.
too.
It always seemed like it was more like under the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it would be that blunt. You know what I mean?
Like they're right out there with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They are now.
Oh, jeez. You know, most of the songs have to be bleeped more than they're played.
You know what? It's true. They got there's some yeah, there's a lot of nasty stuff going on but you know what?
You know, you don't have to. You don't have to use that language
You
in
don't.
songs. You know, You know, my biggest thing nowadays that I really, really, really cannot stand is when they talk about women and it's either um they call them my bitch
Oh,
or
I
my
know they're nasty. They
or
are so
baby mama.
nasty.
Do you know baby mama to me is an insult. I'm not a baby mama.
Well, you know what? Speaking of that, I was kind of shocked when I found out that on a birth certificate now it's female, male, the gender, female, male, and X.
Really?
Yeah,
I
X.
don't know. I
I
could
tell you what would.
the doctor not see?
Well, I thought, you know what? Could you imagine dog bounty hunter getting a hold of his birth certificate and saying X? He'd be like, "Well, you couldn't tell what's wrong with y'all."
Right?
Uh, yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just not an option. It's not an option. You're either born male or you're born female. Either you're with junk or without junk. Either or, whatever, however you want to say it. I mean, that's just the way it is. There is only two genders. I don't care. You can identify with whatever you want to identify,
yeah,
but
you could be a helicopter if you want to.
I said I wanted to be a dolphin. So, you know, I love the ocean. I love to swim.
Well, there you
Probably more
go.
like I probably
Well,
look
there
more
you
like a
go.
sea lion in my bathing suit
No,
than a dolphin.
I don't think so. I
But
don't think so.
but you know, I mean, do your thing, I get it, but stop changing. Stop. Just stop. And the government needs to stop allowing it. It's male or female. If you want, you know, grow up and get a sex change, that's fine. Do whatever you're going to do, but you're
After
still
21,
right. But you know, and I don't even think it should be 21. I think it should be 25. Your brains aren't even fully formed until you're 26. Did you know
well,
that?
I think that on Joe Biden's birth certificate it probably says X, or it should have said X, because you know Marshmallow Head needs to be an X. Um, I want to play this song because this was my mama's favorite singer in the 50s. Now, are you ready? You're not gonna
Okay.
believe it. You're not gonna believe it.
Okay. Let's go.
Well, hang on just a second. We're trying to end that other song.
Mm.
All right. Now I gotta tell you that that Tutti Frutti song that he had to, they had to that what Babaloo bottle, what bam boom. Well, those were all
Yep.
bad words. Those were all bad words. So they had to put those words in there because they were all nasty.
Really?
Yes, that was a true story. They said, "Oh, we can't do that. You got to change that." So they changed. That's when they changed it to what Baba. Yep, that's it.
Hmm. Interesting.
Little Richard. Little Richard. She,
Yeah, I could see that though, because he had an edge to him, you know? It's almost like he was before his time.
you know, I got to tell you, he was. Everyone said he was gay, but he really wasn't gay. Um, he was a watcher. He didn't want to participate. He just wanted to watch. Then he became a preacher. I was like, man, I tell you what, anybody can be a preacher. Anybody can be a preacher. I
Right?
was lis- I was listening to Al Sharpton the other day on TV, and I thought, you know what, dear God, anybody can be a preacher.
How in the world did you watch him?
Well, I didn't have a
That
choice.
man,
It came
that,
on for a few
ugh,
minutes, but he's a preacher. He's Reverend Sharpton.
right, right, right.
Mhm, mhm.
All hail Reverend Sharpton.
And he still greases his hair back too, by the way.
Oh,
You know.
yeah. Yeah, good
we
old
were
Rev.
we were giggling because we said, the 50s started the rock and roll era, right? And I had said, you know, I think I remember hearing that Elvis and Jerry Lee both used to go to the black churches,
Yeah,
and that's how they learned.
yeah.
So the rock and roll was around a lot longer. We just didn't know it.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, that's where they say that Elvis got his distasteful moves from.
yeah. They had to show him on the Johnny Carson show or whatever. No, what was it? It
Ed
wasn't Johnny
Sullivan.
Carson. It was Ed Sullivan. Yeah, and they said, well, we have to show him from the waist up because he's too provocative with his hips. Well,
Mm.
shoot, Ed Sullivan would have to turn our Madonna completely off. She'd have to turn the door. We're gonna block you, or
Miley Cyrus.
yeah, or Lady Gaga. Yeah, no, they wouldn't allow them to be on the John. They wouldn't be on the Ed
No,
Sullivan.
I mean, like I said, I am not a prude, but how can you get on stage dressed in next to nothing and perform those kind of acts on stage in front of tens of thousands of people, and then it become a video or movie, and millions of people watch it?
Well, you
There's
know what?
no
Do you
way.
remember? Do you remember when Lady Gaga had that dress? It was a meat dress.
Yes.
I wondered. I'm sorry, but I wondered how come the dogs didn't follow her around all over the place. Because come on, those dogs wanted that meat.
Well, didn't they have her like in a meat locker to bring her in? Wasn't she like in a box or something?
Like, see, you know what? We have just think about the things we've seen in our lives. That one was something else again.
Can you
Her sh-
imagine? I mean,
her
if we could,
shoes were even meat.
yes, if we could tap into like our mom's brains, can you imagine what they're thinking when they see that? I would love to be in my mom's brain when she sees the first time something like that. I
You
really
know what?
would.
My mama, I showed her, and she was like, Is that what I think it is? Yeah, it is. It is. It's a steak. Yep, it is. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of that.
And you know the worst part about it? It wasn't even prime rib.
Well, what was it?
Like a skirt steak or flank steak or
Let me
top
see here.
round.
Hang on here. Let me see. Well, here you go. Here you go. Let me see. Can I get bigger? Oh my. That you know what? This is unbelievable. I'm gonna show you. Look. Here you go. And look. And look, she has a big old slab right on top of her head. Is that supposed to be a hat or what?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a hat, but you know, here's the thing is that that's a wig anyway, so she probably threw the wig out. Yeah. So
I don't I'm sorry, I don't see where that's too awfully attractive.
she's a talented lady.
She is, you know what? Do you know she does stuff on the side
Yeah, she was trained in
as another
classical music.
person. She has a second alter personality that's a man. You know that, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, but I know that she was on tour with Tony Bennett and they
Wow, I
sing
didn't
all
know
his
that.
songs. Yeah. She was trained classically in
Well,
Juilliard. Is it Juilliard that's in New York? The big music?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. She was
I
trained at Juilliard.
look at this. Oh no, we ain't going there. Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Let me see. Because that one, I don't want that one. That is just unbelievable to me. I just can't even believe. I cannot believe this girl looked like this and got away with it. Look, tell me. Doesn't this look good? This looks so good. Well, if you were having a barbecue,
Bah.
look. Isn't that just amazing? Isn't that just amazing? Look, her shoes, and they just tied that meat on there, and she is so proud of herself. Look at her; she is so proud of herself with all that meat hanging. I'm sorry, there is not one thing about that that's attractive.
And when then with
She,
all the diamonds.
oh yeah, let's throw some diamonds in there because we gotta make the meat look good. You know what? Come on, let's be honest. She
Right.
did that to get attention.
Yeah. I think that's what most of them do it for is to get attention. And you can't I mean, I'm not speaking for all of the people that do outrageous things, but I know a good majority of them that do outrageous things are usually not in their right mind. They're on some kind of psychedelic, you know.
Well, they'd have to be. They'd have to be. 'Cause you just, well, I guess we can add that to, well, that's a 90s show. Madonna and her Gaga and her fancy meat dress. We'll have to save that for the 90s show.
Yeah. We
Unbelievable.
gotta do the 80s too.
Yeah, the 80s are next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, we can throw in some really good things on Madonna. She was something else again too. Madonna was something else again. And have
But
you
you
seen?
know, I mean, if you think about it, if you look back, and I remember, I was a little kid, but I had an older sister and an aunt that was only a couple years older than my sister, and I remember my mom. But if you look back on it, those bras were shaped like cones.
They were. That was the
Yeah.
lady. What was that lady's name? The Cross Your Heart lady.
Oh, yeah. I don't
Yeah, she's the
remember.
one that brought that thing out. They had that in the 50s.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. A
Mm-mm.
cross your heart bra.
Jane Russell. Was that her
Yeah.
name?
Yeah, because if you look at all the 50s movies, they're all like, "Doot."
They were right there underneath their chin, and they did come to a point.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yep, they were. Oh my gosh, they were something else again. Yep.
Yeah,
And you know
yeah,
what? I think there's a few I've seen of Raquel Welch
yeah,
having some of those
yeah.
pointy. So Madonna, all she did is just make weird on the outside. You
Right,
know, she
right.
took hers and wore it on the outside.
Yeah,
And she was. Have you seen what she looks like now? You would not even recognize her.
I've heard that.
It's actually, I gotta say, it's very sad because Madonna was actually a very pretty. I thought she was pretty.
Did you
But
ever notice, and I don't know, I think we've talked about this before, but did you ever notice how many of the pop stars, how they transform once they get into big music and get big record deals like Madonna? Do you remember when she first came out with all the necklaces and the cute little boppy haircut and the little twilly dresses and stuff, and she
look
looked
at
like
this.
cute.
Look at this. Tell me that you recognize her.
But I mean, and Katy Perry's another one. She came, wow. She looks like a AI.
She looks pretty scary. I'm telling you right now, she looks really scary.
Yeah. But Katy Perry was another one, and so was Miley Cyrus. They all started out as cute little, look at Ariana Grande, her too. They all had that pop star little girl, teenage girl look. And I understand they're getting older, but I mean, you know, how do you go from California Dreams to I kissed a girl and I like it?
Well, I don't know, but I'll tell you what. That
You know?
remember when Britney Spears lost her mind and went over there and
Yeah,
shaved all of her
she's
hair
another
off?
one. She's another one.
It's
I think people
sad.
couldn't handle it.
It's
Lord
sad.
knows, because she was at Disney, and they said Disney was really bad on the kids, like not in a good way. Not
Well,
physically.
no,
Well,
no. I
not
gotta show
physically.
this. I gotta show this. You tell me now. You tell me. This is something else again. Look, you tell me how you think how that person
Right,
looks like that person.
right.
Look how pretty she was here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what happened?
Too much plastic surgery.
Too much blowing up. She added too much stuff going on there. She That's sad.
Mhm.
That is sad. That's all I gotta say. That's sad.
Well, I mean, I love Cher. Don't get me wrong, I love Cher. She's gonna be 80 years old. Come
Mm,
on now.
mm, mm.
Quit. Quit. Just quit. You
Yeah,
should have
well,
stopped at your teeth.
we were talking about the different ones that have done plastic surgery that look kind of silly, like Madonna. But do you know that Joan Jett has never had any surgery at all?
Yes.
And she looks incredible. And she's up
You
there in age.
Well, you know what? You can tell the ones that took their stardom hardcore. And what I mean by that is either they got into drinking or drugs or both.
Hmm.
And I bet a lot of people would be surprised how many singers smoke.
Oh, I'm sure a bunch of them. And think about this for just a second. So Elvis had to take pills to wake up,
Right.
and he had to take pills to go to sleep at night,
Right.
much less the pills to get him to be able to wiggle his pelvis the way he did. You know, how I'm sorry, I don't think there's enough money in the world for me to have to get up and take a pill to get up and take a pill to go to sleep.
Well, it all started from that damn colonel. He was driving him like I don't even know how to even word. He was just driving him into the ground. And he was taking all of his money.
He
He owed
was
so
terrible.
many he owed so many debts at the casinos in Vegas. It was ridiculous.
I
And
felt sorry for
that's how
Elvis.
yeah, that's honestly, I believe the colonel is what killed him. I really do.
Well,
If he's really dead, I believe that, Elvis, I believe that that's what killed him. He worked that man to death. And, wake him up, wake him up. He's got to get up and do this show, and then we're going to add another show on, and we're adding 2 more shows on to the week. And holy smokes.
do you know my mama went to see Elvis, and she said that there was a girl in her class that was just crazy, and they had to chain her to the parking meter. She was chasing him. Now, I think that's funny. I can't help it. I think that's funny. There isn't anybody I'd run after so much that they had to chain me to a parking meter. I mean, come on.
No, no, and they used to faint and stuff. What was
Oh,
it?
they did.
It was Jailhouse Rock, the first 2 beats, don't, and when his hips went, don't, all the girls passed out.
Well, you know what? When the Beatles started singing "Love Me Do," they did the same thing. Oh, all the girls just screamed and hollered, "Love me do, love me do." Yep.
I mean, you would see that when you watch those clips and stuff, you can see the girls. I mean, they're literally shaking. And it's like, no musician ever got me that, you know.
now,
I
now,
mean, I like Luke Bryan, but
I loved Peter Frampton, but I got to tell you a story about that. I loved Peter Frampton, and I thought he was a real dreamboat. Well, so he was my bucket list because he was one I never got to see, and I used to. Oh my gosh, I thought he never came to where I was at, never anywhere around, and so we saw him. I guess it's been about well, maybe 10 years ago. Let me tell you something. Next time I'll
Mhm.
sit in the balcony, I'll sit in the balcony and hold my album cover and look at it. He looks terrible. He looks terrible. And I
Uh-huh.
didn't realize he was as little as he is. He's a little
Uh-huh.
short man. He's a really little short man. And I think he has osteoporosis because he's kind of bent over, but he's got great big feet. You remember that clown that we used to have that had the big feet and he used to punch it? You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
talking about? That's kind of what Peter Frampton looks like now. I'm sorry, God forgive
That's
me. That was
funny.
not nice. That was not nice. But he does
That's
kind of look
funny.
like that. All
Hair.
right, let's throw
There's
on
your
another
Peter
song
Frampton.
here. Hey, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
There's your
sorry.
Peter Frampton.
Where is he?
There's what he looks like now.
Oh, I know. Isn't that sad?
Sitting, can
That
you
is
see
the
it?
saddest. Yeah, I can see it, and that is the saddest thing I've ever seen. Oh my God, what happened to that long curly hair? He was so good looking. Oh my gosh, he was so good. Now he's almost bald. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all get old and stuff, but Yeah, a lot of them are battling a lot of different diseases, which is sad, because it's like, and you hear it's like so and so, and they're in their late 70s, and it's like, oh my God, I wouldn't think they would be that old, but then when I think about it, you know, I mean, they're probably 15, 20 years older than me, you know. When I was 13, they were stars, They were in their late 20s.
You know what? You're right. But you know who has never changed? I got to tell you who's never changed. Bon Jovi.
Oh, he got better looking,
He
if
looks
you
good
ask
right now.
me.
He really looks good. All right, I'm gonna throw this on here real quick because I promised everybody I'd play a little bit of music. So here we go.
So again, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till the broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Look at this little boy. He's just cracking me up. This little boy's over here changing this all around here. Okay, let's see.
And you lips when you're chicken at the hop. Do the dance sensations that are sweeping the nation at the hop. Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Well, you can swing it, you can groove it, you can really stop.
You know, I gotta say, they sit here and they talk about all the time. They're always talking about how bad the music is now. And I gotta tell you, it wasn't so good then either.
They repeated a
They
lot.
talked some nasty stuff during that time too. They just made it kind of secretive nasty.
Hmm. And they also repeated a lot over and over the same thing, and then they'd add a new sentence. Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with you.
Michael, I gotta tell you something. We were talking about the 50s, right? And we've been talking about the 50s the whole night because we're gonna do the 80s on Tuesday next week. But um, so the first Godzilla movie came out in the 50s, and I thought about you. First Godzilla movie, 1951. Although you know what, he looked kind of like a rubber lizard.
Yeah. It was horrible.
Graphics were not good during that time.
Yeah, I know. My brothers used to like. I told you about that Channel 7, and they used to have Godzilla Week, and my
Uh,
brothers used to love that. And it was like, oh, come on, who wants to watch Godzilla?
oh, well, I love Godzilla, but you know
Oh
what?
yeah,
I like him a lot better now.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, he really looks like Godzilla
Well,
now,
I
like
was like
dangerous.
2.5 years younger than my older brother, and yeah, I think Godzilla just scared me, and I didn't want to admit it. Because then I would never hear the end of it. Oh, it scares you? That's the kind of stuff my brothers would do.
Well,
Yeah.
do you remember King Kong? Okay, I think I'm going back to
I think King Kong was in the 50s. No, that was in the 40s.
was King
Oh,
Kong in the 40s? Really?
I
Was he
think
back
it
that
was.
far?
I think it was.
I'll have to look that up because I have a heart. I didn't know they had King Kong in the 40s.
I think so.
Well, I remember King Kong in that one movie they had him on in the and he was sitting there like that, and that little girl was sitting on his finger. Remember that?
Yeah.
They brought
Yeah.
it.
Actually, we were both wrong. It was 33.
Wow.
1933.
Wow. 33
Well,
they were so he had to been the first one. He had to been the first one that they ever came out with. That's amazing.
Probably.
Well,
Probably.
okay, so come on. In 33, I gotta look that up. I gotta get a picture of that one on my head because I'm telling you what, can you imagine what he looked like? If Godzilla looked like he did in the 50s, can you imagine what King Kong looked like in the 30s?
Yeah, here
Let
I'll
me
show
see.
you.
Okay,
I'll
show
show you.
me.
This was the 1933 promotional
All right.
image.
Okay. Oh my God, that is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
That is so funny.
Yep.
And now you imagine how many people were scared to death of that going on in the 30s. They didn't even have no idea. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to ask my mama about that because she was born in the late 30s. I'm gonna ask her if she saw Godzilla King Kong. That is something else.
Yeah, I can't remember. I want to say it was Faye something that starred in the movie.
Fay Ray. Wasn't it
Yeah,
Fay Ray?
that's what I was thinking,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Let's see if it says because that's just the King of the Beasts, a franchise, the film,
King Kong.
the film. March 2nd, director, story by screenplay. No. And then you know what? King Kong came out on March 2nd, 1933, and The Son of Kong came out December 22nd of 1933.
I
It
didn't
hit
even know. I didn't even know Kong had a son.
apparently.
He had a
Don't
whole
you
he
play
had a whole
Nintendo
family going
Donkey
on there.
Kong?
I watched. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. I gotta show you this one. Look at this. You're really gonna laugh when you see this. Look at this. Of course, you know what? You gotta stop and think of the things that we have seen now, right?
Yeah,
And then they show us something like this. Look.
right,
Look at the way. Look at the way he's moving.
right. I heard that it was a guy in a gorilla suit. I don't
Well, it
know if
had
that
to have
the
been. But he looks like the one that was the abominable snowman
right,
in that
right, right.
in Rudolph. He's
Yep.
moving. He's moving like him. Look,
Yeah.
watch him start moving. He's got that. Look.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at they had the worst graphics ever.
Yeah.
And it was in black and white. Oh, that's just terrible.
Mhm.
That's actually kind of funny. He
Uh-huh.
does. He looks like he does. He kind of looks like the abominable snowman.
Maybe that's where they got it from.
Well, it could be. Just painted him white.
Maybe.
That's crazy. That's
Mhm.
what that is. That's crazy. I didn't know King Kong was 1933.
Well, we're definitely not going to go backwards any more than the 50s.
You know, because I don't know what's going on. Well, the only reason we went back that far is because I wanted to know when he first started.
Right.
But
No, I'm just saying though, we're not going to,
no.
dig up because I mean, wasn't the 40s and the 30s like big band music?
Mhm. The rolling, was it the rolling 20s, wasn't it?
Roaring 20s.
Roaring 20s.
Yeah,
I don't
the
know what they
roaring
called.
20s. Now that might be another era that might have been cool to grow up in, like be a teenager in the roaring 20s.
Yeah, like be there
Yeah.
with Al Capone. Wasn't Al Capone in the 20s?
And so was Great Gatsby.
And so was Scarface. Babyface Floyd or whatever his name was. All those guys were in the 20s, weren't they?
I think
That
so.
That was a mafia
That was
era.
big gangster. Wasn't Bonnie and Clyde in the 20s?
Yes, they were.
That was
And
big
boy,
gangster time.
that was something else again. You know what? They thought they were something, weren't they? Didn't they think they were something? Didn't old Bonnie thought she was something else again? Jeez Louise.
Oh, as many people as they killed, though.
Well, when they got caught, they just turned that car into, I mean, Swiss cheese.
It was. It was
It
Swiss
was.
cheese.
They had more holes in that car than if you had to put water in it, it'd leak like sieve. Crazy, crazy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is crazy because if you think back then, the gunpowder that they didn't have, and to have that many bullets go into the car and shoot them, and I mean, do you know how many police had to be surrounding that car just shooting? Because they only what was it? I think like their machine gun only held like 20 bullets back then.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of, that was another guy. His name was Machine Gun Kelly, wasn't it?
Isn't he a singer now?
No, I think he was a gangster way back when. Somebody might have taken his name and started singing with it, but I think he
Because
was
I
during
think Eminem has a beef with him.
Hey, speaking of beef, you know that Where's the Beef lady? She
Yes.
died. She died the other day. I saw that.
Really?
Yep, yep. But you know Jared from Subway.
Yeah, he's in jail.
No, they let him out.
Oh,
And then he did the same thing he did to get in there 10 days later. Yep, I was shocked. I was
I'm
in
not.
shock.
I'm
Well,
really not.
he's
Um,
back. He's back in there again.
you know who I liked? Did you ever watch Jay Leno on the Late Show?
Mm, mm.
Did you ever see the fruitcake lady?
I love the fruitcake lady.
Oh,
I have her on my phone somewhere. I still have her, the fruitcake lady. That
and
is
Dr.
funny.
Ruth.
And,
Oh,
and then there was that other lady. What was her name called? Doctor. Oh my God! I had to bring my mom over to watch her, and she said that lady's nasty. She knows everything. Um, what was her name? Scarlett. Oh no. Talk sex with. I know you know who I'm talking about. She knew everything. She knew everything.
you talking about Dr. Ruth?
No, her name was oh, what was her name? It just escapes me now, but her name was it was Talk Sex. It was late at night, and it was Talk Sex with Sue Johansson. Sue Jo, she knew everything. I'm telling you what, she knew everything about everything. She even shocked me.
Yeah, I don't know if I know her.
She was, if you ever get a chance, you need to look her up. She was something else again. She made Ruth, she made Dr. Ruth look like a nun.
What?
Mm, yep. She'd say, well, this is how you have bum sex. And I'm like,
Are you kidding me?
no.
Oh
And
my
she
God.
and she talk about the sphincters and you need to watch. You need to watch her. She was nasty. Oh,
Ugh.
she could, and people would call in and ask her, "How do you do this? What happens if you do that?" And she'd go, "Well, okay. So what are we talking about here?" She'd go all over it. My mama said, "I cannot believe what this lady knows. As old as she is, she knew
Yeah.
everything."
Watch out for those hamsters.
Oh, remember that was who was that? Mel Gibson? No, not Mel Gibson. Who was it that they said had a gerbil? Had to go to the
I don't
hospital.
remember.
Remember? It was
I
the
don't
one from.
remember, but just
It was
the
the one from
thought of
Pretty
it
Woman.
horrified me.
Richard Gere.
No, he's not. He's not.
He's the one that they found the gerbil in that time. He had to go to the hospital to have that gerbil removed.
I think maybe he went to one of P. Diddy's parties.
Well, P. Diddy has been doing those parties for 20 years, I guess I hear. So, you know what? This has been going on a long time. A long time. Yeah, well, P. Diddy, he knows everything there is to know about everything and then some. And then did you
He
see his
might have even
apology?
invented a few things.
And did you see his apology?
Oh
He goes,
no.
he apologized. He goes, I want to tell you, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And I thought,
Yeah,
you
I
are
watched
sorry. You are sorry, but you ain't sorry for what you done. You're sorry for getting caught. You
that.
are sorry. You are a sorry person.
You are sorry.
Yeah, you are sorry. You look sorry and act sorry too.
Yeah, because you know what's going to happen when he gets in jail.
He's gonna really be sorry. And you
He's
know
going
what?
to know how Justin Bieber and Usher felt.
I'm telling you what, Diddy, he's nasty. He is so
Yeah,
nasty.
yeah,
It's
he is.
it's crazy.
He's
All
a
right,
nasty man.
well, you know what?
Maybe they should play the Janet Jackson "Nasty Boy" song.
For him,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, like when he's walking into jail.
you know what I heard? I gotta tell you what I heard. I heard that you know what, the rumor mill. Everybody's got the rumor
Yeah,
mill and they're always
right.
talking about it, so who knows? But I heard J Lo's paying some of the court costs because Diddy has a bunch of stuff, but none of it is a lick. He couldn't liquidate anything to have cash to be able to pay for his attorneys. So I'm
Like
sure he
the
told.
attorney wouldn't take him on knowing that he'll get the money. You know,
No,
I don't.
well, I don't think anybody wants anything to do with that. They don't want to be touching on any of that. I think he's made a name for himself, but it's not a good one.
Right, right. You know what I watched the other night. A Lifetime had it on
Mm,
was the Nicole Brown Simpson story.
that was sad.
Did you watch it?
I've seen it. Yeah, it is the
No,
saddest
it was
thing.
new. It was a new one that the family just put out. Her sisters.
Oh no, I didn't see the new one. I saw the old one. I thought it
Yeah,
was sad.
yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, from their point of view, they're going to make it geared to look like him. I mean, because we really don't know. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
everybody's dead now that was there, so you know, um,
Nobody can testify.
right? Yeah,
No,
I mean, but he did steal keys to her house that she told her mother were missing from her house, and she thinks that he took them, and they never said that in any of the other movies. But they found them in his bag that was in that white Bronco.
what did they say? What did they say? So does the glove still fit, OJ?
Yeah,
Does the glove
right.
still fit? About something I don't remember what it was that he did. But it said, "Does the glove fit?"
Well, yeah, and then you know how they have commentators on those kinds of shows. And one of them said, "What dumb ass drops a glove that you used for a murder at the scene?" It's like a real dummy.
Well, you know what? That's the truth. He wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. I'm telling you right now. All right, I'm gonna try one more song here. Ready? Here we go. I'm gonna do.
Well, she's the gal in the red blue jeans. She's the queen of all the teams. She's the woman that I know. She's the woman that loves me so. Say, Bebopalula, she's my baby. Bebopalula, I don't make
I could have been in this time. I'm telling you right now. I could have been in that time, and I'd have had myself a ball. That'd have been
Yeah,
the best time.
you know what people would be saying with that
Mm.
song in this day and time? That was fat shaming. Big Babaloo.
Well, I never thought about it that way, but yeah, I guess it would
Yeah.
kind of
And she
yeah.
was mine. All Big Babaloo. I mean, you know, the average woman was a size 12 back then. So imagine what a big Babaloo was. Holy
Oh
smoke.
my god, that was funny. That was really funny because you know what? I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
Wow.
Well,
Crazy.
well, you know what? Marilyn Monroe had when her hips were like 38 or something. She's like
Yeah.
38, 24, 38 or something. She
Yeah.
was kind of hippie.
Yeah. The average size back in the 50s was a size 12.
Yeah. And they wore those poodle skirts and squeezed your stomach. I mean, yeah. I don't know how they ever breathed in their clothes that they
You know,
had going on at that
yeah,
time.
because I mean, all the women's waists were like this big.
Yep,
Their waists were like 19, 20,
they
21.
were. They were little bitty. They were little bitty.
I mean, I remember when I had a 19-inch waist, but you know,
I don't think I've ever had a 19-inch
I was
waist.
gonna say, I think I was 5.
I think I was born with a 19-inch waist. So I don't think that ever happened. But
Uh,
yeah, that's wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
Oh, it was
Um,
Jane Russell had a 19-inch waist. She was the hourglass lady. She was the cross your heart bra lady.
Yeah, Auntie Mame.
Was that her name? Was that what she played, Aunt Jermaine?
She played Auntie Mame.
I'll
Yeah,
be dang. I'll be
yeah.
dang.
She was the. I think maybe Lucille Ball was the first one.
You know, I heard about Lucille Ball. That you know what? I heard she was one of the meanest people you'd ever seen in real life. She was just
I heard,
nasty.
I heard the same thing, but then I also heard that she was a wonderful person. So I don't know. She was very giving. She gave and helped people. So I don't know. Did you
I
just
don't know.
did
I
you
don't know.
just
I
get
guess.
on the wrong side of her, or
Well, I don't know, but I guess apparently you didn't want to be on the wrong
Well,
side of her.
I will say they said that she, used to help people and stuff, but they said she was a ruthless businesswoman.
No, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Look,
When it came to business,
and
she was.
she really was married to old Ricky.
Yeah. Yep.
Him and his what
Yeah,
was
they
that thing? His on his bongo drums,
Desi Arnaz.
Babaloo, Babaloo, or
Desi Arnaz.
yeah. And Desi Arnaz Jr. was in some movies too. Remember him?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they had a daughter too. I can't
Yeah.
what
They used to do the
Lucy.
Lucy show when they were teenagers.
Yeah,
Because she had many Lucy shows after that because she took the reins of Desi Lou.
yeah.
um, Pictures or whatever it was called. Yeah, she kind of, from my understanding, it was backhanded the way she got it away from Desi. But
Well, she was. Oh, I can imagine. I'll bet she was. She got her her money. Knew what to do with it.
yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure.
And Fred and Ethel didn't get anything.
Do you know I was watching um My Three Sons? It was on
Mm.
Pluto TV or something. And did you know that Fred played the uncle on My Three Sons? I never realized that.
I didn't realize that either.
There was two different uncles, and the first one was Fred. What was it? Murray? His name was? His last name was Murray or something like that.
Yeah.
Murphy or something.
Yep. Yep. I remember. It is. Yep. That was her last name. Was
Yeah,
Murray.
yeah. He played the uncle that lived with them.
And who was Vivian Vance? Wasn't that Vivian Vance? Wasn't that Fred's wife?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vivian Vance, and I heard that her and Lucy did not get along at all.
Oh, I bet they didn't. Well, I don't. Well, from what I understand, she didn't get along with too many people.
Well, and I know that the one that played Fred, he had been in vaudeville, so he really was a big name at one time, and he wanted top billing of the show.
Wow.
He was pissed that he didn't get it, and he was just like a sidekick. Yeah.
Oh, he wanted to be Desi Arnaz. He
Yeah,
wanted to
he
be
just wanted
Ricky.
top billing. He wanted top billing,
Mhm.
and they said, "No, it's our show." So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Mhm.
Well, it's getting close to that time. We got
Yeah.
I know I hate this. I always hate that time when you have to say, remember Carol Burnett when she used to say goodbye
You
and
know,
yank on her ear. I never did understand that yanking on her ears thing, but
it was for her grandmother
oh,
to say
was it?
goodnight to her grandmother. Mhm.
That
It
she
was a
yanked on her ear. I
it
heard a
was a
joke
signal.
about yanking on
Yeah.
ears.
No. It was a signal to her grandmother. I think it was like an "I love you" or something type signal that it was for her grandmother.
Somebody made a comment. They said, "Look at that guy's ears. He's got great big ears." They said, "Well, somebody's been yanking on him."
Oh, King Charles.
Just keep on yanking. Nothing's happening.
Oh, yeah. Poor Diana, she got the ears after Camilla.
Well, look at Charles. He had the biggest ears. They needed to pin him back. Poor
Yeah, we
Charles.
talked about that.
They need to pin his ears back. Well, he's you know what? He always thought he was a very handsome man. He was very conceited and thought he was a very handsome man. And I would just like to ask him what mirror he was looking in because it must have been the one from Sleeping Beauty.
Can I borrow
Who's the
that mirror?
fairest? Yeah,
Can
me
I
too.
borrow that mirror?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's fairest of them all? Well, it's you, Charles. It's you,
But,
Charles.
they have enough money. They could have had a butler back there or a maid saying, "Well, it's you, Prince Charles. It's you."
His daddy had kind of big ears too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He was like his ears were like canoes.
It's a big thing to have big ears, I guess, in those days. They should have pinned him back. I'm telling you, come down. Well, remember Dirty Dancing
Uh-huh.
and Gray? Then she had her nose bobbed, and she don't look the same anymore. I thought she was cuter with her big nose.
And she said that ruined her career, having a
I
nose
bet it
job.
did. I
She
bet
said
it
it
did.
ruined her career. Yeah. Yeah. That's that's horrible. But when you were talking about Prince Charles, I was just thinking, imagine if he would have got his ear pierced and then he started making it bigger with those things in it. He could be walking around with
That he
frying.
gauged him. That he gauged him. Oh my!
He could be walking around with frying pans.
Oh, he really did think he was nice looking, though. He was very conceited.
Well, because
Very
he had
conceited.
money. Don't most people with money think that they've got it all?
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
I said, back to that mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's fairest of them all? It's you, Charles. You're a real dreamboat.
well, I mean, but look who was telling him that he was good looking. The horse herself. You know, I mean,
Are you talking about Camilla? Wasn't she? Ain't
uh,
she something? Ain't she something right now? I'm telling you, I don't know. They didn't send her to proper school. She didn't go to learn how to be a queen. You know how they have to wave a certain way. Well, she don't know how to do any of that. She just got kind of. I bet you when she walks, you hear her like a
I
clumping
bet you.
of horses.
Right. Probably. Well, she is a horse. A horse is a horse, of course.
Hey, that was in the 50s, wasn't it, Mr. Ed?
I don't know. I know it was 60s for sure.
Remember Francis the Talking Mule?
No. That
Yeah.
must have been
Yeah,
something down south.
It was after Mr. Ed. They brought out Francis the Talking Mule, and I liked Francis the Talking Mule. He was actually kind of funny. Yeah.
You know, it was also, I think it was in the 50s started. My favorite Martian.
Oh, I like that
You
with
remember that?
with
This
Bill
little man that
Bixby.
came out the bed.
Uh-huh. Bill Bixby. I do. I like that one. That was a good one. I used to watch that. Well, the reruns. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was a good one.
Yep.
Oh, that was good. I love those old shows like that.
I do. I do too. Leave It to Beaver.
Uh-huh.
Hazel. Did you ever watch Hazel?
Yeah, I do. Not very many people watch that. She was the maid, Hazel.
Yes.
Uh-huh. I
That
did. I
was
like that.
hilarious.
Uh-huh.
It's
I liked
hilarious.
Hazel. I liked
Mhm.
Hazel. You know what? She kind of reminded me of what's the Brady Bunches one?
Alice.
Alice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think she was more busybody than Alice.
Well, she was in everybody's business for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a UK movie. You get it on the British Broadcasting channels, and it's called Keeping Up Appearances.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I never laughed so hard in all my life. She, it was there. All of the family, all those girls were named after flowers.
Really.
Violet, and chrysanthemum, and whatever.
Right?
Lily. It was
Tulip,
funny.
Rose.
Tulip. Actually, I think there was a rose. Yep. And she had her periwinkle china. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. It was one of the funniest shows I'd ever watched.
I have to see if I can get it.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can find reruns of it somewhere. I can bet you.
Too
All
funny.
right. Well, it's
All
time for us
right.
to say goodnight, everybody. We love you, and we will see you on Thursday, where we can make fun of the news because there's a lot of making fun of going on there. There's a lot of things we can make fun of.
Uh-huh.
Uh huh.
Uh-huh. You
Like,
know,
like
like the executive order that our commander in chief is signing.
Yeah, he said he's going to take care of it right now. He's going to take care
Yeah.
of closing the
Because the
border because they're.
Republicans can't get it done.
That's right, and he's going to do it himself, and he's only going to let 2,500 people in a day. You know what? He's a fruitcake. I used to think he was a marshmallow, but no, I'm starting to think he's a fruitcake. And he shuffles when he walks. I felt so sorry for those people walking beside him today. He just
He shuffles
he
when he
takes
talks.
forever to get anywhere. And those guys were like, come on, would somebody put skates on this guy? I'll pull him.
He shuffles when he talks.
Well, he's a piece of work, that's for sure. That's
Yes,
for
and
sure. So,
and
see, we got all that to look forward
yeah.
to on Thursday.
Oh
It's
yeah.
gonna be a good show. Don't want anybody to miss that one
It may
because
not be that heavy of a show.
no,
Because
it's
there's a
gonna be
lot
it's gonna be a funny show because
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of laughable things that's been going on. Like
that's it. We all got to heal and laugh because you know what? They're all crazy. They're all nuts. They're all nuts. Can you imagine? Okay, just a little sneak peek. Can you imagine that you go to court and the jury finds you guilty of a crime they don't even know what you're being accused of?
right.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Oh, we don't like you. We don't like you, so we're just gonna find you guilty because we don't
Yeah.
know what you're going to
Yeah.
trial for. We don't know what crime you did, but you know what? You're guilty. We just know it.
And another snidbit. Did you see the J6er that just got out of jail and was sitting behind Fauci at the hearing?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I'm gonna
It
have
is
to watch it.
hilarious. Yes, it is so funny. He's back there making faces like,
I'll have to watch that.
and they finally were kicking him out. And as they were, well, I'll leave it till Thursday.
Okay, we're gonna have fun with this one. Thursday's gonna be a good show because I got so much I can make fun of. And like I said, we live in fear. People, they want us to be in fear. They want to scare us to death. They want us and every time I turn around, they're recalling something. They're recalling whatever it is, whatever food they can find. They're
Right.
going to recall. Don't eat it because you know what, you're going to die if you eat it. And then they recall our food, and then they have us scared to death. Wear a mask at 6 feet from each other. That's real
Oh,
romantic.
speaking of recalling food, they just recalled black pepper
Why?
in a 7-ounce plastic container. And it's like Garca or something like that brand. Salmonella.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm sure that's in there.
Yeah.
Salmonella, isn't that from chickens? Or
Yeah.
oh, that's pork. Salmonella, right? It's
Chicken.
chickens.
It's chicken. Yep.
How
Yeah.
did the chicken get around the black pepper is what I want to know. Yeah,
Well,
come
there's other
on.
ways of salmonella
Yeah,
too.
but you know what? It's fear mongering. Everybody go in your kitchen and throw all your stuff away because you know what? It's all been recalled because,
Right. Now
you
go
know,
buy more.
and make sure you go buy more. Because,
Mm.
and it's 3 times higher than it was when you bought it the first time. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's
no.
good until January of 26. So just a, consumer message out of the goodness of my heart.
See, it is so
No, but
stupid.
seriously, guys, there really is a recall on ground black pepper. It
Oh,
came out of
stupid.
it came out of Dearborn, Michigan.
It's just, I'm telling you, like I said, every morning you wake up, there's some kind of fear. I ain't living in fear. I don't care. I'll
Nope.
laugh at all of them. I'm going to live my life and I'm going to laugh my way right out of it. I was laughing when I came in this world and I'll be laughing when I go out. That's the way
Right.
I look at it.
Right.
All right, guys.
All
It's been
right.
a pleasure. It's been fun. And like I said, Thursday will be a good night. We'll have a
Yes,
good
it
night.
will. Good night, everybody. We
Good
love you.
night.
Thank you for your support. Mwah. Have a great night. See you Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.